To me, sexy is a kind of beauty, a kind of self-expression, one that is to be celebrated. I grew up in San Diego, California, and I spent a lot of time in the summer basically living in a bathing suit, you know, get in the car and drive straight to the beach and spend the entire day in that thing. So I always approached bathing suits thinking that they are very much like outfits. The female body is a beautiful thing, and it should be embraced and celebrated. People have told me to change it over the years, but my dad is always saying, never change your name. My middle name is O'Hara, so it's a pretty epic name. Emily O'Hara Ratajkowski. A selfie is a sort of interesting way to reclaim the gaze, right? You're looking at yourself and taking a photo while looking at everyone. But also, who cares? I genuinely hit puberty before everyone. Nudity isn't something people should take offense to. What's so dumb is that women are 50% of the population, and they want to spend money to see movies where they're portrayed as three-dimensional characters. There's nothing wrong with being comfortable in your own skin. If anything, it can be really beautiful. My high school didn't have a football team, we just had like a surf team, because I grew up in Encinitas, California, which is the ultimate place where everyone skated or surfed, so it was a very different culture. It was, like, cool to be the art kid. I started modeling when I was, not older, but not 12. I have a mom who's a feminist, she's an English professor, an intellectual. She really gave me the equipment to understand that you can celebrate yourself without putting yourself down or needing to apologize for the way you look. I think that attitude is really crucial for a model. I'm a carnivore. I really like to eat meat. I crave iron, so I am definitely not the kind of person who you will find eating a salad. Generally, I just think there is a real lacking in men knowing how to hit on women. I like to keep it really balanced to give my body energy and also be healthy. Every woman, whether or not they're comfortable with the term feminist, probably wants to be equal to men, and that is fundamentally what feminism is about. I remember the first time I pulled out of my driveway in my grandparents' Nissan Ultimate or Sentra. I just remember getting in a car that smells like my grandparents', with both my parents standing on the lawn, so petrified. That was my car up until I was 18. I did go to UCLA for art, but the other option was going to Sarah Lawrence and doing creative writing all the way. So that is part of the reason I love to read so much. I suck at surfing. I can't pull myself up. I love men's butts. One thing that I can say is that I think it's important that there's some sort of celebration of beautiful women that isn't just exploitive. The truth is that both groups want to be noticed. Yet we view a man's desire for attention as a natural instinct. With a woman, we label her a narcissist. It sounds really cliched, but just be true to who you are. The world should not be exclusive of the ideal body. It has to include all ideals, all bodies. For me personally, I cannot spend a certain amount of money on anything but shoes, a coat, a purse, and that's it. I could never spend more than $1,000 on a sweater. I'm only going to wear it twice. But you go online, and you see incredibly expensive sweaters selling out constantly. I wouldn't say I am the type of girl who craves Doritos, but I definitely love a good cupcake sometimes. Or a croissant in the morning. I spent most of my time with adults because although my parents were older when they had me, they're really like teenagers. I sort of became the third musketeer. I want to establish myself as someone who can act and doesn't have to rely on my figure or modeling background. I drive a Nissan Versa and would never spend real money on a car because I destroy things. I was real into theater, and then I tried soccer, acting and ballet. Both my parents didn't want a child star model, so I didn't get into modeling until I was 14. The attention from the fashion world is something that I didn't expect. I've shot with Bruce Weber and met Karl Lagerfeld. Having that kind of attention is really exciting. When I was a little girl, I loved theater a lot and I was always playing and making my own worlds. I think everyone has their awkward phases. Growing up isn't easy for everyone. I definitely had my awkward moments. I think I had really good parents. I got really lucky. They said, "You're a woman, enjoy yourself and believe that you can do things." I'm more of a Smithwick's or Bulmer's girl than a pint of Guinness. I'm a big fan of the Irish accent. After a couple of drinks, I start to get a bit of an Irish lilt, too. I'm a complete foodie, but I'm a terrible cook. If a guy can get me in the kitchen and we actually have fun cooking, that's amazing. I absolutely love Ireland. It's one of the most beautiful places on earth, and I have strong ties here. Both my grandmothers are from Ireland, and I have spent every summer in Bantry since my father, who is an artist, had the romantic idea 20 years ago to buy an old farmhouse on the west coast and renovate it. I have great childhood memories cow tipping, going off and getting lost in the bog for hours, and coming home covered in dirt. I grew up eating street tacos and burritos on the beach, so I like people who can eat and aren't afraid to show it. Your body is your body, it's natural. Learn to love yourself for it. The ideal feminist world shouldn't be one where women suppress their human instincts for attention and desire. We shouldn't be weighed down with the responsibility of explaining our every move. We shouldn't have to apologize for wanting attention either. We don't owe anyone an explanation. It's absurd to think that desire for attention doesn't drive both women and men. Why are women scrutinized for it more, then? Wanting attention is genderless. It's human. I enjoy modeling. I feel that acting is more fulfilling for me, and you definitely have a lot more to contribute as an actress than you do as a model, but that being said, when I shoot with a really incredible photographer, it's exciting and inspiring. I always have sort of been someone who has contradictory parts, and I haven't tried to uncomplicate myself. I've sort of let things seem contradictory, and sometimes it really confuses people. I don't know if it's working all the time, but I'd rather do that than try to sell myself as one thing or another. I'd rather just be who I am and get the kind of movies that I want or the kind of modeling jobs I want based on who I am, really. It's rare to meet somebody who's secure with herself, confident in who they are, and doesn't have anything to apologize for. Don't buy anything online that you'd laugh at buying in real life. I want to know who is spending $1,000 on a sweater. That makes no sense. Your bikini should complement your dress, and they should work together to frame your body. It's just like layering a t-shirt under a blazer. Just keep your proportions in mind. Visit our website for more quotes. Quoting.com